Okay, I'm doing my video blog for my CI 2300 class, my 422. Okay, well, I have to do 4 points that I agree or disagree with. And so my first point, or my first quote, I guess you could say, is long before computers entered schools, other technologies promised to cure the ills of an ailing educational system. I would agree with this because everything that comes out is, it's the newest, it's the best, and it's going to fix all the problems. Like, oh, kids can do all this new stuff with this new technology. They can learn so much better. They can advance so much more in this subject and this subject. And, every new technology that comes out is supposed to basically cure the ills of an ailing educational system. Whenever an educational system is lacking, the new technology is supposed to help it. Okay, my second one is, in many instances, the technology can do the job at least as well as a teacher. I don't agree with that. Technology is great. It's a nice thing to have, but it cannot replace a teacher. You can't have kids sit down at a computer screen and just do all their homework and learn like they're supposed to. Some kids just don't learn like that. I personally don't learn like that. And so I feel like teaching is kind of a job that you can't just cut out. You can cut down the number of jobs because of technology, but you can't completely cut teaching out of the picture. Kids need teachers they need face-to-face interaction. They need somebody to talk with them and show them. They don't need to just sit at a screen and learn through that. Yes, the screens can show them stuff and give them examples, but nothing beats that personal face-to-face interaction. You'll discover ways that the computer can be your partner inside the classroom and out in the pursuit of educational success. I agree with this. I agree with the fact that the computer can be your partner. You need to work hand in hand with the technology that is given to you in the classroom. You don't need it to don't expect it to do everything for you, but also don't just throw it into your classroom. Just be like, here guys, you need to actually think of ways to interact with it and use it to help you teach the kids. You can't just, like I said, you can't just expect it to do stuff for you. You can't just throw videos on the instructional videos and have kids just watch this video and then do what it says to do, and I'll just stand here and watch. You have to work with it. Computers are becoming a fixture in classrooms, and most classrooms are connected to the internet. I don't agree with this, mainly because not every classroom has technology. There's a lot of schools and classrooms where computers aren't used. There's just a smart board, and if there's even a smart board, and if the smart board is there, some classrooms use it as just a dry erase board. Okay. 2 questions that I thought about when I was reading the article. Why do many teachers feel the need to cram technology into their lessons rather than take the time to incorporate it into the lesson in a good way? A way that will help students to learn. And how well does the technology display what a child does or does not know? I know in my personal experience, at my high school, we didn't have computers or iPads or laptops. We didn't have any of that in our classrooms. We had smart boards, and smart boards were only in our math classes. And one of my math classes, we used it as a dry erase board. We didn't do anything creative with it. The only cool thing about it that we did was the fact that we were able to go up and calibrate it. we didn't use it to its full potential, and I'm realizing that in the class that I'm in right now, because seeing all this cool stuff that you could do with it, I'm just thinking to myself, like, hey, we didn't do any of that. And in the other class that I had Smartboard in, we did a little bit more with it. We had this little lap pad thing where we could sit in our seats and write, and the writing would shoot up on the board, and we didn't have to necessarily get up and go to the board. We could just sit in our seats and write the problems out. It was really cool, and it was a nice way. I liked it. It was a nice way to get involved because people were like, "Oh, cool! We wanna sit here with this lap board thing." And so, I mean, I thought it was interesting the way we did it. I'm in field experience right now, and the classroom that I'm going to, like the elementary school kids have iPads that they're allowed to use during school, and the middle schoolers, it's like a co-school to put together, and the middle schoolers have laptops that they can take home with them, like little MacBooks, and then teachers take MacBooks with them too. And it's just a completely new thing for me because, I don't know, I'm kind of against it in a way. I feel like kids that age shouldn't have technology like that because I'm perfectly fine, and I learned with hands-on activities. Like, I don't know, in math class, we had like blocks and stuff that we would put together, and we did hands-on stuff instead of doing stuff on our iPads. And I just don't see how each elementary school kid having iPads is going to help them learn. I think it's going to kind of keep them separate. Like, each kid is going to be there on their own iPad doing their own game. It's not going to bring them together, and I don't like it. But that's just my personal opinion.